Hello, my name is Jason Caldwell, and I'm the lead developer for the s2Member plugin for WordPress. In this video, we're going to discuss in detail how to configure email list servers for s2Member, how to integrate something like an Aweber or a MailChimp with s2Member. Now, in the previous video, we discussed s2Member's API notifications. So if you're not using Aweber or MailChimp, which are both pre-integrated with s2Member, then you can take a look at API notifications, because you can integrate any mailing list server using API notifications along with a custom script that you write or in conjunction with the API offered by your mailing list service. Okay, but in this video, we're going to cover the two list servers, very popular, Aweber and MailChimp, that are already pre-integrated. Okay, so you just click this section from the main s2Member menu, and you'll end up on this page where you'll find these subsections. Okay, starting with MailChimp, and we have this up on top for a reason, and that is because of the two services, MailChimp and Aweber, I highly recommend MailChimp, even though this is a wonderful service, Aweber, and they've been around for a long time, very well known. MailChimp has a much more dynamic and much more powerful application programming interface that comes with each account that MailChimp provides. And so we already have plans to integrate further with MailChimp. And so s2Member in the future will be much more powerful in terms of how it manipulates MailChimp data in your account, and how you can configure s2Member in future releases to work directly with your MailChimp account. So if you're up in the air about which one to choose, if for no other reason, go with MailChimp because of the API. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and expand this one downward, and we'll see that there's some basic information here at the top that tells you a little bit about MailChimp, and gives you some links on how you can get signed up, how you can get your list IDs, your API key, and all of that. But we're going to skip this for right now, because I'm going to actually walk you through the process and show you how to do this step by step. Okay, starting with your MailChimp API key. You can access this once you're logged into your account. If you're already logged into MailChimp, all you have to do is just click this link. So what I suggest that you do first is go ahead to MailChimp and go ahead and log into your MailChimp account, and then you can come back here and just click this link, and that will open up this window where your MailChimp API key will be made available. So you will just copy this, and then we'll come right here and we'll just paste that right into the field for the MailChimp API. Now, s2Member allows us to configure a separate list ID, or common and limited list IDs, for each level of membership that we provide. Okay, so this starts with free subscribers at level 0, and then on to paid levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, in many cases, you will have the same list ID in each box, because in many cases, a site owner will have one primary mailing list that serves all of their customers, regardless of which level that they're at. So this breakdown here, and the ability to comment and limit at multiple list IDs, is all here to extend the capabilities so that it could be adapted to more complex structures, where you might have a different list for different levels, or you might have level 1 where they would be subscribed to 2 or 3 different lists, and so you could comment and limit at different list IDs in. Okay, so just to explain that briefly, in many cases, and in this example, we're going to use one list ID in each of these levels that we're going to use. Okay, and in this demonstration, we're actually only utilizing level 0 for free subscribers and level 1 for our premium paid members. And these levels we don't even have to fill in, because we're not even using them on this installation. Okay, so how do we get our list IDs? You'll see here in the example, it looks like a complex code, nothing verbatim. And that's the way the MailChimp system works. Okay, they use a list ID as opposed to just a list name. And that's actually a good thing, because this allows you to change the name of the list in the future without having to go back and adjust your configuration all over again. And the way you do that is if you log into your MailChimp account and you click on the List tab, you'll pull up a section here where it will have one of these little boxes for each list that you have. Now in this example, I only have one list, and the way I find the ID for the list is going to the Settings link here, which will automatically expand this additional drop down, and I choose List Settings and Unique ID, because it's that unique ID that I need to find. Okay, and then we'll pull up this screen, and you scroll to the very bottom, You will find that unique ID, and you just copy and paste it for this list. Okay, so I'm going to switch tabs again. I'm going to go back. I'm going to paste that unique ID in for level 0 and for level 1. Okay, so that means whenever my customers or even my free subscribers register for access to my site, there will be a opt-in box made available, and this will automatically subscribe my customers to these lists. Now, all of these services like MailChimp and Aweber, for legal reasons and also for just best practice, they will always send a confirmation email to your customer. So even though s2Member is integrating directly with these services, that does not mean that s2Member has the privilege to bypass that legality or that best practice standard where the confirmation email is sent. So s2Member's integration is just facilitating the delivery of that confirmation email, and then it is up to your customer to choose whether or not they're going to confirm so that they are actually added to your list as a confirmed recipient. Okay, but this is how you handle that. You put in your API key, you put in the list IDs. Now, if I wanted to, I could comma delimit some additional IDs into this field so that my free subscribers would actually be signed up for 2 or 3 different lists. If I had 2 or 3 different topics that I discussed, all focused on maybe one central concept that my site was about, then I could do that too. Or if I had a different list for each of these levels, then I could accomplish that as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and collapse this section now and move on over here to Aweber. Okay, let's expand this down. And we'll see again, these are some details about Aweber and some links to get signed up and how to find your list IDs. I'm going to skip over this. We're going to walk right through it. Now, Aweber is actually just a little bit simpler to set up because these don't require an API key. Okay, that's good and that's bad. Remember I talked earlier about the fact that MailChimp has a very powerful API. Well, Aweber does not provide that. So in this example, we have just list IDs to deal with. Okay, it makes it easier to set up, but in the future, when we change s2Member, we'll probably be integrating with the MailChimp API to make this even more powerful. I mean, make it a more powerful solution overall. Okay, so how do I find my list IDs for Aweber? Okay, Aweber just uses verbatim what you type in when you create the list. And it'll always be lowercase format, and you come here to the My List tab in your Aweber account, and it'll bring up a screen like this one where it'll show each list that you've created. And so I would just use the name of the list. In this case, I have set up a list called AW Test List. Okay, so